The movie starts with a flashback in the quantum realm. Janet Van Dyne encounters two creatures that attack her. She kills one but is attacked by the other. Before it can finish her off, someone shoots its head off. Janet turns around and sees a man who seems to have crash-landed in the realm with her. In the present time, Scott Lang has been basking in his newfound fame after assisting the Avengers in saving the world from Thanos. Meanwhile, Hope Van Dyne has taken over her father Hank's business and has been using pain particles to advance her research and benefit the world. Scott has also penned a best-selling book about his adventures. However, being trapped in the quantum realm has kept him away from his daughter Cassie. Scott receives a call from jail and meets Hope there. Cassie was arrested for being in a protest. She has also been dabbling in science ever since the blip, even starting to work with Hope and Hank. Scott and Cassie accompany the Pyms at their home for dinner, where Hank inadvertently reveals that Cassie has been arrested multiple times. She highlights the work they have been doing, such as Hank having an ant farm with intelligent ants, and Cassie working on a device that transmits signals to the quantum realm, which can also be received outside. This causes Janet to panic and she turns off the device. However, before she can explain herself, the device reactivates and begins to pull everything and everyone inside. Scott jumps in after Cassie and uses his Ant-Man suit to shield her as they fall into the quantum realm. Hope employs her Wasp suit to rescue her parents. The Pyms come together as Janet attempts to keep them hidden. They are discovered by inhabitants whom Janet confronts. After a brief fight with one of the creatures, Janet and the being laugh it off as old friends. She then manages to secure a ride atop a large flying creature for her family. The Langs encounter other inhabitants of the quantum realm, ranging from human-like to alien beings. To communicate with the natives, Scott and Cassie must drink a red liquid known as ooze, which comes from a creature named Veb. They meet a native named Quaz, who can read minds, and Jentora, a rebel warrior who suspects that the arrival of the Langs and Pyms will draw the attention of someone known as the Conqueror. When Scott mentions Janet's name, Jentora becomes more suspicious. Janet takes Hank and Hope to a bar filled with other quantum natives. They meet Lord Kreiler, a man whom Janet befriended while she was trapped down there. While Janet tries to persuade Kreiler to help, he reveals that he is working for Kang, the Conqueror, mentioned earlier. Kreiler also hints at Kang's deadliest weapon, a mechanized organism designed only for killing or for M.O.D.O.K. Kang's minions arrive to capture the Pyms, but they manage to fight their way out. Hank uses one of his growing discs to turn a squid creature into a massive size to grab Kreiler and toss him around. The family then hijacks Kreiler's ship and flees. The rebels are attacked by Kang's army and M.O.D.O.K appears, vaporizing some of the freedom fighters. In the chaos, Cassie reveals that she has her own supersuit that allows her to shrink and grow. M.O.D.O.K personally confronts Scott and Cassie and reveals himself to be Darren Cross, who survived his battle with Scott and was left as a giant head with tiny limbs and a distorted face after his Yellow Jacket suit was destroyed when Scott went subatomic. Cross also reveals that he sent the signal to Cassie that she responded to, leading to their capture by Kang. As they attempt to escape, Janet confesses to Hank and Hope about her time in the quantum realm. She met Kang, who initially gave her the impression that he was another lost traveler and promised to help her return to Hope. However, when Janet found the core of Kang's ship, she learned that it was powered by his thoughts. Upon touching the core, she glimpsed into Kang's mind and witnessed the atrocities he had committed, including wiping out entire planets and destroying timelines. Kang tried to convince Janet that he could make it so she never missed Hope's childhood, but she knew that it would mean other worlds would suffer because of him. Recognizing him as a monster, Janet used her Wasp suit to steal the core and enlarged it to prevent Kang or herself from escaping. Scott and Cassie are forced to face Kang, who boasts about having killed other Avengers in different timelines. He demands Scott's assistance in retrieving his core, threatening to kill Cassie and make Scott relive the moment for eternity if he refuses. Scott reluctantly agrees but warns Kang that he will come after him if he hurts Cassie. Kang drops Scott into the core's location, where he becomes trapped in a probability storm that produces hundreds of multiple Scotts. The Pyms fly over the area and Hope manages to detect Scott's location. However, as she descends to help him, she becomes surrounded by her own probabilities. Scott's probabilities are able to assist him because their shared goal is to save Cassie. Hope and Scott work together to shrink down the core. After retrieving the core, Hope and Janet attempt to assist Scott, but Kang arrives to take it from him, breaking their deal to release Cassie. Kang takes Janet and has M.O.D.O.K destroy the ship with Hank in it. When Janet calls Kang a monster, he explains that he is the exiled one among his many variants and believes that they are responsible for other horrors across the multiverse. He plans to use his escape from the quantum realm to take control of an impending event that threatens humanity. The ants from Hank's ant farm arrive, having gone through time displacement, which allowed them to grow more advanced in less time than humans. They help Hank, Scott, and Hope head toward Kang's stronghold. Meanwhile, Cassie uses her suit to shrink into a prison and free Jentora and other rebels, who then charge toward Kang's tower. Just as Kang is about to deliver a villainous speech, Cassie interrupts and rallies everyone to head to the tower to fight Kang. The other rebels are liberated and fight off Kang's goons. M.O.D.O.K goes after Cassie, but she grows giant and punches him down. Before leaving, she convinces him that he doesn't have to keep being evil. Scott becomes giant and angrily charges towards Kang for breaking their deal. He reunites with Cassie, who is also giant. Hank leads the ants along with a massive mecha ant toward the tower. Kang leads his own attack against the rebels, but M.O.D.O.K decides to switch sides and goes in for his own attack. He chooses to die as Darren and the heroes stand by his side as he passes away. The heroes enter the tower where Janna has fixed Kang's core and opened a portal to return home. Scott pushes Cassie through the portal just as Kang attacks him. They engage in a fierce fight, with Kang almost defeating Scott. Kang attempts to jump through the portal, but Hope returns to help Scott fight. Together, they overpower Kang and destroy the core by using several growing/shrinking discs. Hope shoves Kang towards the core, which pulls him into a portal to oblivion. Cassie reopens the portal to assist Scott and Hope in returning home. While the Quantum natives cheer for their victory, Scott goes back to his life and family, although he is concerned about what Kang said regarding an impending disaster. He dismisses it as nothing and celebrates a fake birthday for Cassie, which he had missed during the blip. In mid-credits scene, the Council Kang variants discuss the death of the Exiled One and prepare to send themselves out into the multiverse to prepare for a major war. And in post-credits scene, another variant of Kang, Victor Timely, is shown teaching a class in the early 19th century. Sitting among the class are none other than Loki and Agent Mobius. Loki tells Mobius that this man is going to be a very dangerous threat,